My name is Tobias Friedrich, I'm from Germany and I'm a professional underwater photographer. I basically learned it by myself. Several actually, but I don't have a clear favorite, but I would say maybe the pictures of the icebergs in Greenland are quite nice. Also the split shot of the humpback whale from the Sultanate of Oman is nice because it was also for a long time in the start screen in Adobe Lightroom, for example. But yes, I'm more proud of the portfolio, I would say, what I've achieved in the last 15 years. So the split shot in Sultanate of Oman of the humpback whale was done with my underwater camera, of course, and I was holding it between the waves. That means half of the camera was above the surface and half of the camera was below the surface. So I could at the same time take a shot from the top of the surface and also from underneath where the humpback whale was swimming. So it's not a collage, it's a real photo. So in Greenland, the water is the most difficult thing to deal with because it's the coldest condition you can have in the water. It's -2 degrees Celsius. This is how cold water can get in salt water. Actually, it's actually minus 1.8 degrees to be exact. And to cope with the cold water, this is actually the most thing. Yeah, so you need to be very well prepared. All your regulators, all your gear needs to be 100% intact. Yeah, you can't have any leak in this water, otherwise you have to go out. And the next challenging thing is that we are diving in Greenland underneath the ice. So we are drilling a hole in the ice to dive on an iceberg which is frozen in the fjord, yeah, which is frozen there in this layer of water. And to also find back to the hole, it's very important to always have this in mind. Oh, there's a lot of things which I really remember nicely from the past, but maybe the most exciting moment I had in the water was swimming with the orcas in northern Norway in winter. And I was fortunate to witness how they were hunting the herring in the water, and they slapped their tail fin through the school of herring so that the herrings, the fish, are getting stunned, and then they pick them up one by one and eat them. And to be next to an orca, especially the males, can go up to 8-9 meters of length. That is quite incredible. Yeah, that was really stunning, and you can really see the eyes of the orcas focusing to you. But you can really tell that you're not interested for them, yeah, because you're not a predator. You're not going for their prey as well. So I think they can distinguish quite good that we are not enemies in the water, and we're cool. Actually, this is one of the most important rules underwater, is not to pet or to touch any animals and to have respect for the animals. Yeah, so I really love the underwater world. I really love the animals, but I don't want to touch any of this because it's also respect. Yeah, I don't want to interfere with an animal too much. Yeah, I want to give them the space. But sometimes you're in a situation where actually the animals are coming towards you. So in French Polynesia, in the South Pacific, for example, there's a small group of dolphins who are coming to the divers to be petted on the belly. Yeah, so it's really incredible. Yeah, so they are swimming towards you, holding their belly towards you, and you can actually pet the wild dolphins underwater, which is insane. Which also, I have to say, you shouldn't do, but if you're such a lover of the ocean, you barely can't resist to do this actually. I saw many, many sea turtles so far in my diving career underwater, and they are always welcome. They are always nice to see how they're behaving, to watch them eating the corals, for example. And sometimes there are actually also funny situations with turtles, as they can probably see the reflection of themselves in my camera. So I have like a dome port in front. So there they can see their reflection, and sometimes they are going very close and looking into the camera, opening their mouth. And so this is actually a very nice time to take a picture as well. As an underwater photographer, I also sometimes publish books, of course, and this is my latest book. It's available in German only, unfortunately, but it's called Im Reich der Stille, which means in the silence kingdom, so to say. But actually, the underwater world is not that silent. It's actually, you hear a lot of noises, yeah, but this is like just as a meme, yeah, or just like as a nice sentence, because the imagination is to dive into a nice silence and peaceful environment. So this is a shot from the Ras Mohammed National Park, also in the Sinai, in the northern Red Sea, which is a very, very nice reef, and it has been preserved for the last 15 years. So it's actually growing again and actually getting better. So you can see that actually with some conservation work, you can actually do better. And this photo is quite special because there was a large school of parrotfish, which I saw for the first time there. I mean, I've dived in that place many, many times already, but for the first time I saw this huge school of parrotfish, and it's actually covering the rest of the reef, yeah. So because it was so big, that school of fish, it was a very, very nice moment.